Hi, welcome back to Cricket with Gerard. With me, our under 12 captain, Krish Mishra. He's going to talk about today's World Cup game, India versus Pakistan. Carry on.
So obviously India won on the last ball because of Virat Kohli's brilliant batting. But I think this was Pakistan's game. They lost some wickets early when they were batting. But even though Babar and Rizwan were gone, Shan Masood and Iftikhar Ahmed put on a good stand. Iftikhar was batting really well because of the way he got out. I think that's the reason why Pakistan couldn't reach a total of 170, 180. They were looking on par, but then Iftikhar Ahmed played a rash shot. He was 50 off, I think 35 already. He was going good. That shot was totally unnecessary, and then that started a collapse. Still, Shaheen and Shan Masood were able to get extra 15-20 runs at the back end of the innings, but even though they got to 160, it was a par score. But Pakistan, the way they were going at the 10 over mark, they could have got 170 because the way Iftikhar and Shan were batting. And then their new ball bowling against Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul was exceptional. Haris Rauf, I think, was the pick of the bowlers throughout the innings. Rahul, he was a really good ball from Naseem Shah. It was some really good new ball bowling, and that really caused India to panic. But since then, when Virat and Hardik came to the crease, two of the most experienced players in the Indian squad, they wouldn't want any two other players batting at that time, and they knew that they had to just stay there for a bit, take the game deep, and they can go for it after that. Virat Kohli he's the chase master. He's been batting in these situations for so long. Hardik Pandya, he knows he has the ability to go at 15 runs and over if needed, and he did that. There was this one over against Mohammad Nawaz. I think they scored 20 runs, 3 sixes. That really turned the game on. And then Pandya wasn't at his best today. I feel he was missing his connection. Maybe the pitches in Australia were a little different to him. He didn't bat much in the warm-up game, so he wasn't able to get used to it, and his second warm-up game got washed out. But Kohli was able to adapt. I think that's because he's just played in Australia for so many years. He's come to Australia, toured them, and he succeeded many times. He took on the bowlers when needed and made sure that he didn't lose his wicket. The Haris Rauf, again, he bowled exceptional. Those two balls that got hit for 2 sixes when they needed 28 off 8. There was nothing wrong with those balls. The first one was just an exceptional shot over long on, and the last one that's how much our game has changed in T20 cricket. Now the innovation, that was a 6 straight over the keeper's head. Like, that shouldn't happen, especially off a good length delivery. But that's what it shows. If you back yourself, you get set, you can do anything, and that's what Kohli showed us. And in the last over, I think that was just poor bowling from Mohammad Nawaz. He had 16 runs to play with, but yeah, he bowled 2 full tosses because he bowled 6 arm balls. In every ball of the over was a quicker one. I think especially in the beginning, he could have tossed it up for at least for 1 or 2 balls, try and get the wicket, and then he can go to the arm ball. Because if he gets Kohli, so he got Hardik off the first ball. If he gets Kohli in the next one or the next 2, then pretty much the game is over, because Karthik is stronger against pace, and Ashwin can't really. He's a handy batsman lower down the order, but you can't back him to get 15 runs off 4 balls. So I think that's where they went wrong. And also when Kohli and Hardik were just after they were 31 for 4, I think Pakistan over-attacked. I think they should have kept one more over of pace before that. They bowled one more of Naseem Shah. I think they were trying to go too much for wickets, which allowed, because there was still a little bit of movement even when they brought in the spinners. So I think that's where they erred. They could have got another wicket, because if they got Kohli or Hardik at that time, the game was over. They would have been all out by 100, especially if it was Kohli who was the wicket who fell. And then in the last over, that no balls, Mohammad Nawaz can't be bowling no balls. If you're an international spinner, even at the club level, spinners shouldn't be bowling no balls. And I mean, that was just Kohli's experience. He, even on the free hit after getting bowled, he wasn't like down because he missed an opportunity. He made sure that he still gets 3 runs. And from there was a no ball that went for 6, the extra run that you get from a no ball, and then 3 runs off the free hit. So they got 10 runs off 1 ball, which is really where the game really became in India's hand. And then he bowled a wide. I think that was smart thinking by Ashwin. He made him, the stance was on leg stump, made him think that he would back away, and then walked across his stumps. So it was an easy wide. And then he was able to keep his cool on the last ball and keep his shape and hit the ball over the infield. Made sure that he didn't overhit it. And that was really where the game was won. Thank you for watching Cricket with Gerard. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon.